36!
Wow.
Cheers! Cheers!
Oh, no.
Cheers, everybody!
Wait, oh no, wait.
Cheers!
Cheers! Cheers!
Cheers!
Wait,
And happy episode 36!
Episode 36!
Episode 36!
Yay, we did it!
Oh, I gotta cry it! I gotta cry it around my head! It's so difficult!
Episode 36!
Wait, go, Steven.
Yay.
Steven, go. You have more things to get.
What?
You have more things to get.
The longest bit.
36! AKA
Dan's birthday.
Dan's birthday!
Wow.
I actually am not recording right now.
No way.
I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my flannel. Hang on.
I did not realize everyone was wearing flannels.
We
Did you
did
not?
it.
I could have sworn you did.
No.
We are Dan.
How are you supposed to do this?
This is the first episode, just us tying these.
This is going much more smoothly than we thought it would.
Yeah.
First time.
So, this is the thing.
Wait.
Happy birthday. Wait, there's more.
There's more.
Wait,
More?
there's more. Steven's not getting it, so I'm just gonna
No
do
more.
it.
Joe, you need help.
I know.
I got it.
I'm just going to do it after the beer.
I'm stuck.
Oh, Rachel got the good beer that I
heard it
spent
is
the
your
most
birthday.
time
We
on.
think that is
I
so
realized
cool.
cutting a mouth was really
I don't know the
freaking
TikTok,
hard, so
but I
I
would do it
stopped.
for you.
We
are getting other
we heard that you like snickerdoodles.
You knew immediately.
Oh.
But wait, there's more.
But wait,
I
there's
can't eat
more.
through my fake beard.
Yeah.
You have to.
Where's the vibe?
Yay!
Am I Dan yet?
Yep.
Am I dead beard?
Snickerdoodles. Pass the snickerdoodles around. Pass them. Wait, but wait, there's more.
Oh
no, my beer. No.
I really committed with the sleeve, guys. None of y'all got
Reese's,
sleeve.
so
But wait,
these
there's
are
more.
Reese's cupcakes if anyone wants one.
Wow. Yeah. Happy birthday,
They're kind of
Dan.
messy.
I already feel a sugar rush, and I haven't even had a bite out of this yet.
That's great. I'm going to put them
Really good.
over here.
Do you want to put? Okay, this way.
What did you say to me?
You said we were gonna need
Dan,
bowls,
how
so
you
if you
eat
just
things
want to put
with
them in
this
the
beard?
kitchen, that's fine.
Oh, that's smart.
That's a great sycamore
This is a
beanie.
good episode.
That is a great sycamore beanie.
Uh-oh. My straight came undone.
Did you want
Sometimes
one?
I need to do that.
This is a travesty.
I'm gonna pull it down.
Here, these can
Pull it
look
up,
here, you
pull it
did,
down.
so you can eat as many
Take it off.
Hey, thank you.
You're
Aw.
welcome.
I won't be wearing it the whole time.
Happy birthday!
This is like neck
you
deep in
feel-
snickerdoodles already.
Aw.
Let me.
Thank you all. Thank you very much. We love you.
Thank you.
Happy
Feel loved.
birthday!
Thank you. Great. I had a birthday. And thank you all very much for the flannels and the beanies and the beards.
And the trashy sweatpants.
And we're all wearing sweatpants.
That's a
Some
joke.
of us.
Yeah, these
Two of us?
are- Okay. I'm wearing sweatpants.
I'm wearing sweatpants.
costume.
Yeah. Oh,
I like it.
great.
Sorry we inconvenienced you.
No, we're good. Okay, welcome to.
Sorry we inconvenienced you with celebrations.
Yeah, no,
Sorry,
it's
I'm
good.
not sorry.
Yeah, this is great. Celebrate all the way. Episode 36. First announcement, birthday. Second announcement, we are doing a giveaway. So as a reminder for that, go to our Twitter and our YouTube page. There's an official giveaway tweet that you can retweet, follow us, etc. And there's also a YouTube short that if you follow us and or subscribe to us and comment on, you can win one of these fantastic adventure tomes. These are from Stevens Woodworks. You can find Stevens Woodworks on Etsy. Stevens Woodworks RVA from Richmond, Virginia. He also has an Instagram, Stevens Woodworks, and a Twitter, Stevens WWorks. All of our characters, all of our players have their own adventure tome, and you can have one too. They are inscribed with King Leo DnD on the spine. They have a magnetic flap, and they hold a miniature and a set of dice. You can remove the foam insert and roll your dice right into the tome, and you get our nice little branding, little King Leo D&D logo on there, so you can play along with us in your mind and in your heart. And in your hands.
And they count as a form of identification at the airport.
Yeah.
I don't think you're legally allowed to talk.
I'm worried about what might happen if you win this box and take it to an airport. So, check out our Twitter, check out our YouTube, go find us there. I think that's going to be it.
Wait.
Yeah.
Sally, your jellyfish isn't showing.
What?
Your jellyfish isn't showing.
My jellyfish
We're
isn't
gonna
Jellyfish
jellyfish
beanie.
Do I have a jellyfish? Where is it?
It's on the beanie somewhere.
Just on the back. This
You
was
see a
important.
jellyfish?
It is very
I see
important.
something red.
Next,
Is that it?
Yep.
I'll just recap some of the last episode before we get into this one. So the party got settled back into town. Tuli negotiated the sale of a magical flail that was purchased by Rickard.
500.
My Google document auto-corrected Munkin to Munchkin.
Every time.
Munkin was visited.
Good game.
He created a new containment chamber overnight while staying up and waiting for the party to get back into town. And after that, got some much needed rest after a couple of the party members left him that evening. The party is at this point a little bit scattered. Thelen is in a sycamore tree outside of town. Pilgrim checked into the cozy cots. We've got Misery and Tuli at Ocean's Deep Goblets. Doing what they're doing.
Glug glug.
Not the best idea.
What'd you do? You trying to eat
Trying
it
to eat
with
it
your
through the
mouth?
mask.
Cupcake through the beard.
Welcome to my life.
No, it's part of the bit.
Is that what you just did?
Now it's effective.
So good. And
Mine is off.
Sherrod! I was fooling everyone.
and
Oh, it's
Gwendolyn
Rachel.
and
Sorry.
Gwendolyn and Lorelith are leaving the Onyx Pillar Academy with some intent to check out Savarin's home.
In the swamp.
Yep.
That's where we'll hop to for the start of the episode. We'll go to Gwendolyn and Lorelith outside of the Onyx Pillar Academy immediately after the conversation with Munkin.
Whoa.
Hey.
Feels like so much time has passed and yet none at all.
Yeah.
Laurel just drinking.
Yeah. Little pocket flask.
Rachel, I took my beard off. You can take it off.
Do you want help? Or are you trying to keep it on?
Guys, listen.
What happened in your last session? Rachel had a panic attack. Oh no, why? Well,
The beard wouldn't go low.
Dan, are you happy about the bit yet?
That's great.
I have more beard than Dan now.
twisted and evil.
Sorry.
Well,
Well,
let's go find Savarin. She's that away.
All right.
In general direction. I don't know that we're not big talkers. We're just gonna walk there.
All right. What information do you have or know about Savarin's house?
We know that it's near where she
I wrote it down.
is in a hut that is on the west side of town near the Ocean's Deep. Right?
West side of town, where all the houses look the same, but we can just ask around and see if someone knows her. It's
Yeah.
near the 3rd ward.
Yeah.
He didn't specifically know the house.
And
but
she
we
doesn't
can
have
just-
any family. She lives alone. She's an orphan. This
Alright.
is what we know.
So what
What
is
else do you
your
want to know?
your plan on how you intend to find this house?
We're gonna go to the west side of town.
And we're
We're
gonna
gonna go near the 3rd ward. You know where that is. And
ask some questions and say, have you seen Savarin?
how many houses are there
Do you
in this
know
area
who
near
she
the
is?
3rd ward?
All right. So let's just have you both make an investigation check because you just
To
walk
count houses?
over and get a sense of where the 3rd ward is, how many houses are there, and what this might entail.
22!
Great. Oh, 22 houses.
Nat 20.
Sick.
22 houses, wow.
What was it? Investigation?
Yeah.
9.
Great.
I live here.
Lorelith, being not so familiar with towns and streets and constructions and regions and areas of them, as you are wandering around and getting a sense of where everything is, Gwendolyn even being able to instruct a bit on like the ward system and how that there are structures and sections that kind of do help people know where different parts of the overall city are located. Lorelith, you're able to kind of get a sense of the numbering system where kind of on some of the like wells and stations where people can gather to grab water during the day, that you notice that on some of the different directions on the well are numbers that are carved into the side, and it delineates like what ward would be off in that direction from that well. And so between that and triangulating it between a couple of different wells, you find the third ward of Populace. And then even from walking from one well to the next and getting a sense of how expansive this particular ward is, maybe 50 to 75 houses.
Wow. Do we see anyone standing around?
Sure, yeah, you can bump into somebody at some point throughout that. It's
Great.
late at night, and so at this point, the sunset has happened, and there are very occasional torches around the wells that you're using to get by. Every once in a while, off in the distance, you can see the torch of somebody walking through the streets. But the wells are pretty desolate as well. So right now at this point, as you were sitting by a well, off in the distance, you can see one moving torchlight maybe 200 feet away.
Okay.
It's Savarin.
Huh?
And it's Savarin.
No, that'd be too easy. Maybe it is. Is it Savarin?
We'll approach them.
Oh. Hey, Gwen. You're better at talking to people that we don't know than I am. Maybe we should go ask that person if they know who Savarin is.
Yeah, we can approach.
All right.
We can approach.
As you get closer to the source of light, you can see that it is a guard on patrol. Once you get to a certain closeness to it and the details are made out, they have a purple cape. Do you initiate the conversation, or do you just try to get into their field of view?
Say howdy.
Hi there.
Do you know the neighborhood very well? Would you happen to know someone by the name of Savarin that lives in this area?
Just do a D100 roll.
Well, how do you do that?
2d10s.
Oh,
Wait. This?
That one and...
I have to do two of them?
Yeah, one's the 10s and the other is the 1s. You roll this one with the 2.
Not good.
That's 11.
Yeah.
out of 100?
11 out of 100. Yeah, so it's just giving me like a percentage of like where things landed, and I had an idea of where you needed to be. No, sorry. Don't usually run this patrol. Everything okay?
Yeah, just a friend of ours, but she usually stays on the other side of town instead of here, so we were just trying to find her. Are you not always a purple cape then?
Oh no, I this is my station in the guard, but not my usual post.
Oh. Is your usual post nearby? Or?
No, actually outside, at the outskirts. I usually patrol outside of the city, make sure everything's okay there. But
Spooky.
sometimes, and especially on this side of town, just as dangerous inside, so. If I were you, I'd get to where you're going and get there quick. Probably not linger around too much.
Why?
Oh, you know, and he just kind of looks off into the shadows between some of the buildings and around. People take advantage of those defenseless around here. If that happens on your way, call out and I'll be sure to run over.
I'm sorry. Are you suggesting that we're defenseless?
Only compared to some. It depends on...
What does that mean?
Well, everyone's defenseless compared to somebody else that's stronger, I suppose. Depends on how strong you are and how strong they are.
Okay.
And then she rolls a nat one and dies on the spot.
We do tend to hold our own, but thank you. What is your name should we need your kind assistance?
Hank Troutman.
Amazing.
Thanks, Hank.
You got it.
I'll shake his hand.
Happy to help.
Is he a Twitter follower or something?
No.
That sounds like a giveaway winner or something.
Hank Troutman. Hey, if you're watching this and your name is Hank Troutman, tweet at me personally and I will give you a gift.
Comes from the land of Oregon.
I'm not normally around here.
Alright, hold on. Pause all of this for a second.
I'm in Delaware.
I give you a fantasy name, you forget it and bastardize it within 5
Yeah, I'll
minutes.
try with Hank Troutman. I like Hank
So,
Troutman.
I make a deliberate shift to give you normal names so that you'll remember it and I can't
It
wait.
is very obviously made up, but that's fine because it is made up.
Yeah, it toes the line.
And it fits the character.
I know a Will Troutman.
If you are a player and you're considering being a dungeon master, just don't. You may think the cupcakes and the beanies are worth it. It's just not. I'm kidding, do it. Okay, Hank Troutman shakes your hand and heads back off on his patrol.
Trank Houtman.
I didn't like him.
What was his name? Frank Broutman? I don't
I can't
remember.
remember his name. Was it Shavar?
Hey. I didn't like him.
Well, do we see anyone else? That was it.
Yeah, it's pretty sparse here at night.
Alright. Time to start knocking on doors.
On this many?
I gotta start somewhere.
Do you think we should risk it, or should we just come back?
Do you even know what it is?
I think we're fine. Do I know what a door is?
Sorry, I'm not there.
Some women don't.
Some defensive women.
That's what I was getting at. I was like, okay.
What is outside?
You don't know what a coin is. Okay.
Sure, but if you're looking at someone who's covered in bones, I don't think I would be like, that person's defenseless, you know?
True. Alright, yeah, what's the plan?
I'm gonna go knock on that door that's in front of me.
Okay. Roll a D100 for me.
This is why it's been 3
A
days.
D100.
How did you describe this again for
Two
me?
D10s. There's one with like 2 digits, a number, and then a 0, and then there's another one.
Just kidding.
So the 0 on the 10s one would actually be 0, right? Not 100. Because otherwise you could get 105.
Right.
24.
Okay.
So you did a little baby.
I did. Those were the closest ones I could find.
Who is it?
Hi. I
You can hear
am...
this through the door. They haven't opened it.
Oh. Hi, we're just looking for a friend of ours and wondering if maybe you know her.
Leave us alone, please.
I promise, I don't know if this will sway you, but we just killed that big monster.
Okay.
What do you want? What do you want
So
from me?
we're here to help is what I mean to say. We just saved the town. We're here to do more good.
I don't know much.
I don't need any of your things, I promise. I just want to talk. And then I nudge Gwendolyn. Please say something.
Do you know a Savarin? We're just looking for a friend.
Alright, y'all can make a persuasion check. Either both of y'all can make it. One, somebody can do it with advantage with you both taking on this.
I have +5. Do you want to let me do it with advantage?
Yes, please.
Crap.
Oh no.
11. Roll dice.
Perhaps the guard can help.
No, he's not from around here.
Neither am I.
That's not true. You live here.
Have a nice night.
Neither.
Literally at your house.
All right. Well, now we try the next door.
I'm having a ton of fun playing this.
At this point, for however long you want to put into this,
Yeah.
it is unsuccessful. You're not able to.
Ridiculous.
you're not
Even if
able-
we knock on every door.
We're not gonna knock.
Eventually, maybe, if you were at Savarin's house, nobody would respond. Or perhaps Savarin would, and we're just not sure what that would get like. However, at no point with the way that the rolls were going does that work out or become reality.
Yeah, we need to just come back with Munkin.
Okay.
He doesn't even know where it is.
Well, we are near Ocean's Deep, so maybe we just go back and check on our pals. Sure. And go back to Monkey in the morning. I don't know. What do you think? What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. Do. We go there.
Cool. What are Julie and Misery doing at this point in the night? Just giggling.
Heidi, Heidi, Heidi ho. Doodle 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 dee.
Doodle 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 dee.
We're just having a grand old time.
Yeah. Just, yeah.
Making it super lit and really rocking awesome
Yeah.
things that Misery says.
There are Reese's cups in the coffee.
Wild.
Do you see?
Great job.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Thank you. Alright, so Misery has some bar songs going on. Thank you. We're good. Misery has some bar songs going on, and the tavern also
I
seems
thought
to
you
be
guys
enjoying
had
it.
planned.
No.
You don't have any bar songs?
Yeah.
Tonight will be the night that I will feel freedom.
Till the guy was like,
Moose did not like that.
We already did. We literally did that last episode, right?
You did
I don't
that
think
last
so.
episode.
So, in the Ocean's Deep Goblet, Gwendolyn and Laura, you step into the tavern singing a song along with Misery. Julie enjoying and partaking in some of the song, maybe.
Imbibing.
yeah. Tuli is basically standing on a table with like a drink in both hands, but like very much trying to get everyone to sing at the same time.
Oh yeah, everyone's in.
Okay, good.
Y'all are a deep family now. But that's how deep everyone that is there hanging out.
Dancing.
I picture something to the tune of the Piano Man,
Oh yeah.
and Tuli's trying to get a big line of people swaying. She then jumps down from the table and tries to get a bunch of people swaying to Piano Man.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Do I need to roll?
No, this is happening. This is
Roll for Piano Man.
Roll for sweat.
Yes, the song, you're the lute man.
You're creating Piano Man in this moment.
As we speak.
the bar goes along. You got this line of people singing along, and then everyone looks to the door as it opens up with Gwendolyn and Laura coming in.
Guys, join us. It's yeah.
I'm gonna draw you instead.
I'm gonna sit next to her
Loreless,
instead.
would you like to assist me?
Yeah, I would love to do that.
What?
It's good for the brand, Misery.
Okay. Dude, well, where have you guys been, dude?
Well, we went back to Munkins, and he was very tired. Savarin didn't come home last night, so then we went to go find Savarin, and a guard made the assumption that we were defenseless, and I think I scared him off. And then also we tried to find Savarin by knocking on people's doors, and they also did not like that. So here we are.
Dang.
Tuli says, "What?"
I know, I'm a delightful person. I can't believe it either.
Yeah, I love Misery's band too.
You guys want me to play you a song? Oh, I don't have my
do
stuff.
it.
No, I can't. Oh, I'm embarrassed.
The world is your instrument.
We're singing Piano Man.
Okay,
We're singing Harpsichord Man.
nice.
Anything else happening in this like sync up and conversation for the night?
I'm gonna talk to Rickeldar and see
Okay.
if he, and I assume he's behind the bar.
Mhm.
Okay, I walk over to the bar. Hey,
Okay.
I have a drink.
Of course. What do you have?
I'm going to be honest with you. I've never had one before, so your recommendation is great.
You're gonna hate this. And then he pours a whole concoction together and slides it over. Enjoy.
Thank you. That was after I took a
And then she drinks it.
You know, it's been a crazy 24 hours around here.
And a victory nonetheless.
Yes. Hey, we were. So Gwen and I went back to you know Munkin, right, with Onyx Pillar Academy.
Mm-hmm.
We went back to go check on him and Savarin, his assistant. Do you know her?
No, I don't.
No one seems to know her.
I'm sorry, I can't help.
Okay.
Mm.
And then I take my drink and I go sit down by Gwen.
She was the one that you were surprised wasn't with you just yesterday, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Or
the one.
you'd mentioned her, but no, I only would have seen her if she was here.
She lives over on this side of town. And we
yeah.
went looking for her because she didn't go back to Munkins last night. He was pretty worried about her. So we were naturally worried about her.
What does she look like?
That's a great question.
Great.
Remember.
She is female, human,
Yeah.
with long-ish hair.
Yeah, I think she was like all silver hair. I should know the answer to this one.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a description.
No, that's
And she
right.
floats.
She floats. Sometimes Pilgrim Bear hugs her. It's a pretty wild time.
Let me see if I have a description.
She's like a height.
She's high.
She's got
about
like,
yay
she's
high.
got like eyes.
She's got eyes and a mouth.
Oh, the face.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I'll look back and double check, but I think she has like all silver hair that is usually
Okay.
pulled back into a ponytail.
Yeah, the one with all silver hair. Normally pulled back into a ponytail. She's like medium height. She's a little bit shorter than I am. Average for a human.
And also for our sake, she typically wears just like very plain, like a single robe.
She normally wears a robe.
Great.
This feels like Fred and Kristen singing duets on this.
Yes. Oh, for sure. No, I'll take note of that, and if anyone comes in here with that description, I'll stop them and say, hey, I know some people looking for you.
Can I hear this conversation?
Sure.
I'm just gonna scream out while I'm still swaying. We're pretty sure she's like evil.
No, don't listen to him.
She has a sign of the
As I'm
person.
sure you can't tell. Misery's not great at holding his drinks. So he doesn't know what he's talking
My
about.
favorite kind of customer.
Is there a video for the internet just went out? Just being
According to be fine.
Anyway, she's not, but she did get, her mind was controlled by the aboleth, and no one's seen her since the aboleth was killed, which is why we're concerned about where she may be and how she's doing.
Interesting. Well,
Do you know anyone that lives in the 3rd ward by chance?
And he's just like looking over the room. I don't know, maybe some of them. I don't know if people live here, certainly on the side of town, I guess, but I haven't really been to their houses or anything, so.
Okay. Well, thanks. And I go and I sit next to Gwen, unless you say something else before I can walk away.
No.
She's small.
And I sit by Gwen and say, "Did you want a drink?
sure.
Here you go." I give her the rest of mine.
What is it?
I don't know, but Rickledor recommended it, so I'm sure you'll love it. He said I would hate it.
Taste it. Spirit forward.
You would be able to discern some of this from what you're drinking. It is a mix of like a really harsh whiskey and wine in a way that just like makes it burn and taste badly sweet.
Why would he do that to
We
me?
gotta try it now.
Yo, you want to go and make it?
Yeah, let's go.
Anything else happening here tonight?
Tuli has like mixed a couple of different drinks into one cup,
Yeah.
and she calls it a Tulimojo.
I'm dead.
So that's what's happening over there.
One of the guys that was partaking in the dancing, the singing, all of that, just runs over to the bar and goes, "I want one of those." And points at it. And he goes, kind of mixes it for me. Here you go. Thanks. And he's like really excited to drink it. Comes up and cheers you with it.
Yeah.
And then it turns out to be the whiskey and wine drink. He's like,
Tulimojo? Is that what you
No.
said?
Like Calimojo.
I'm good at this.
It's like red wine and or Coke, right?
Ew.
Is it?
Gross.
Yuck.
Anything else besides making up cocktails?
Will we be like leaving soon?
Yeah.
Wrapping this up?
Yeah, I would say I was gonna try to figure out where I'm gonna stay tonight, but I probably am not gonna think that far ahead, even though it's pretty immediate.
Yeah, where does that end up? Just play that out. Where does Misery end up going?
Oh, I'm
I was
tired.
gonna show him something first.
Okay,
Do you want to go chronological?
go ahead and do that then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, before we head out, I assume Laura I will walk back to wherever we stay. I don't know where that is. And I'm gonna just hold up the drawing I did of you.
Oh,
I'm gonna describe it to you.
whoa.
So,
What is that? Describe it to me.
so this is just me describing it, not Gwen describing it to you,
Yeah.
but Cassandra describing it to Joey. So I draw this like sketch of you as a new poster arc of like you're like in the lake, like on a rock in the lake with like the cave in the background and like dead Avalok parts like strewn about around you, but you're like in the classic Little Mermaid pose.
Oh,
With
okay.
the water splashing up behind
Amazing.
That's so metal.
you. So I
Wow.
show it to you
That's so
accidentally.
bad. That's so raven.
So great.
The first person to tweet at me with that photo gets $25.
25.
Cash?
Whoa.
Gwen's just holding it to you. She's not really like expecting it. She's just like,
Misery's absolutely awestruck.
I thought you would hate it.
That's amazing. That's my new album cover
Okay, you want, we
for my next
can we can
album.
push this one out.
For my first album.
Okay, cool.
Look at this art. Isn't it neat?
Wouldn't it
What do
be
you
funny?
think? The collection's complete.
Dang, Gwen, I'm sick.
I thought you were gonna hate it.
No, that's amazing.
Wow.
Remember, I went to the College of Glamour.
You went to college?
Yeah,
That is true.
for a semester.
Anything else between you four before we figure out where y'all sleep?
Besides asking where you guys are sleeping.
Yeah.
Tully is not sleeping.
Totally not sleeping.
All nighter.
I drank way too much. I'm very
Willingly.
sleepy.
She's not sleeping willingly.
Alright, so then where are people heading to sleep tonight?
Tuli, what are you doing? What's your plans here?
Tully says, "What?"
What?
It's very loud.
I'm tired, even though it's only not that late.
Oh, we're pushing like midnight or 1 at this
Right,
point.
so it's not that late.
Fantasy midnight.
Midnight
says,
sounds really cool.
I just really don't want to go back to my parents' house.
Tully says, "I have the perfect solution for you.
Amazing.
Stay here."
You know what? I guess I
That
will.
makes a lot of sense.
I'm not super about that, but I'm gonna do it.
Can I roll a vibe check? What's the vibe?
Sure.
Is it still bumping or is it like?
Roll a d20 to just like we'll navigate. This will help me determine what time of the night.
Roll a vibe
Vibe
check.
What time of the night this conversation happened at?
Okay.
We've said like 45 good episode titles in 5 minutes.
It's a 13.
Okay. Not too bad. Alright, so there's still like 4 people left at this
Okay.
point by the time you like approach Misery and are having this conversation.
But they're
So
like-
it's like it's tailing off to where it's almost completely empty in your last 2 there, but
Okay.
there's still a little bit of
Those must be
vibe
some
going.
really cool 4 people. If it's still
Yeah.
like, okay.
Jeez.
Are they still into the karaoke scene?
Yeah.
Then I'm saying. that's it. So I'll say, come do one of your songs.
Okay.
It was like way easier than I thought it would be.
I'm usually not that persuasive.
I'm gonna level with you. I thought she'd do a
Misery's
lot of
very
arguments.
agreeable today.
Do you want to play a song?
I don't have a song.
You always have.
Misery doesn't even have a song. He's just gonna have to make one up on the
Okay.
spot. You know how it is. All right, everybody. You probably know this one because I'm making it up.
So we go, shut up.
Before you start, roll a performance check.
Okay, good.
And based on the performance check, we can figure out how it goes.
11 plus so much though.
Okay. Okay.
11 plus 10, 21.
Sick! Yeah. You're in your prime. Misery's at his prime right now.
Do a song from Little
Also,
Mermaid.
this is also a thing. Like, if I will have everyone charmed if I do this.
Go for it.
Do
Charm us.
Joey.
What?
Do poor unfortunate souls. It's so metal.
No.
Yes.
I have to make it up. I have to make it up.
Sing about the painting.
Alright, so this is gonna be what's it called? Enthralling performance. Oh, it's 4 creatures.
Rub his chin. Rub his chin.
haircut.
No, he loves getting his haircut.
Moosey boy. Alright. Alright guys, you're gonna know this one. It's really easy. Me and Tuli and Loreleth and the other guy. And some other people went to the crab house.
So there's a flamelet.
Sing it, crab house! Crab house! And we killed all the crabs. And they were so mean to us.
Mean to us.
No, not yet.
Sorry.
And then, so we killed them. I love you, Christine. And then
Crab house.
Crab house!
I'm charmed by this.
you're charmed by this stuff.
No, the 4 people that are, I would imagine y'all would have headed out.
Oh,
Earlier in the
okay.
night.
Girlfriend.
He said my name. I didn't know.
Oh? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
I
left.
also said the other guy.
You could
As
see one
in
of
Code
the
Red.
I'm not
I
there.
couldn't remember everybody's name.
I was like, your name is not Christine, is it? It's like, is your first name Christine?
No.
Christine Loreleth from the woods. Just like
I thought like in real
And
life, like
Charlie
your
goes,
name
that's
was
my
like
cousin.
Christine Sally Best, and I was like, I did not know.
Oh no, it's not.
Great. Wonderful time. And even a couple of the folks who were there empty out their pockets and give you like 8 silver.
Nice.
As like a little tip as enjoying the night, and then they end up leaving the tavern as well. So at this point, you get Rickeldar kind of wiping down the bar. He's looking really tired and ragged. And then eventually you like just kind of catch eyes with each other, and then you look around and it's like, oh wait, when were we the last people here? Like we just didn't even notice that the other people left, and it's just like this quick like, oh, it's empty.
By the way, Tuli was literally crying at the end of your
That makes
song.
sense.
And she was just like saying to everyone, I just love you guys so much. So like the people I don't think she even knew their names. The 3 other guys.
Grab house.
Crying
Who was that enchanting
Tuli,
man?
do we need to? So Tuli would have drunk enough that she is pretty drunk, not enough to pass out. But I don't know if I need to see how inebriated we are. But
However inebriated you want to roleplay is fine.
okay, so just
Roll
go
for
up
your
to,
drunkenness.
just like look at Misery and be like, so like which way's your house?
Oh, we're not going to my house.
Okay, what should we do then?
I thought you had a plan.
Oh. And then she kind of looks at Rickeldar and says, hey Rickeldar,
Yeah.
do you have rooms here?
No.
Do you have rooms somewhere else?
No.
Oh, I thought you said he did.
No.
Oh.
You know what?
What?
Let's just go to my house.
Yes! And so says, oh, I mean, if you're sure.
Yeah, I know they're gonna love you.
Misery bringing
You'll be
a
my
girl
shield.
home
Okay.
Uh-oh.
to his parents.
The girl that
dead
they
girl.
brought back to
Bringing
life.
the
Don't
dead
worry,
girl
don't worry,
home.
it's too late.
Whoa.
Like,
It's fine.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Misery thing ever.
It's like bringing Kimmy Gibbler home.
It's like a Tim Burton film.
It is.
The Corpse Bride.
There you go.
Literally. Julie says, yeah, that's chill.
You're
Great.
can't.
Let's hop quickly to Lorelith and Gwendolyn to see where they go, and then we'll get to the Burness estate for sure.
It's just like really when Talia's inebriated, she becomes a bro.
Comes a what?
She just becomes a bro. She's like, oh, that's cool, dude.
Oh, wow, that's really hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa, job. It's like, see the rims, dude.
Where did we stay? We stayed in a cave last
We
night.
stayed in a cave last night. Something tells me if we go back to Munkins, We need to go back there anyway.
Munkin or Grenjin. Yeah.
We need to go back.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you want to? It's kind of late to check on Grenjin. Should we
Yeah.
just go?
So let's just go to Munkin, then we're gonna come back here in the morning.
His sleep
anyway.
schedule's probably mess up. He was up late. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
it's
see if we
fine.
can stay here.
Yeah.
You'll get to the Onyx Pillar Academy, and Munkin is asleep on like the very small cot that was set up in not his normal bedroom, like where he was just kind of hanging out and talking with y'all. He does not wake up when y'all come in, and y'all are free to roll out your own bedrolls and stuff to situate yourself in this and lock up and do what you need to do there. So that works out just fine. Later in the night, we've got Master Burness knocking on the door to the Burness estate, or just coming into it.
Yeah.
Julie would have gotten a ton of street food. And is like, but like behind you, like a lot of street food. Like a lot of street food.
Fantasy Taco Bell.
Yeah. Like those little pancakes they make on the street with batter, like 5 of them.
Oh yeah.
The beanie and the beard with this too, though.
Like,
Get you some.
there's something a little, it just doesn't quite fit.
Get you some scallion pancakes.
Yes. Like at least 5.
Great. What's your goal here? How are you skirting about and getting in there?
I mean, it's like 1 a.m., right? Or what time is it?
I mean, probably around 2 at this point when you actually get there. And
Yeah, I'm trying to just like go in. They're hopefully asleep,
Mhm.
and I just like go to my room. They have a guest room, and I'm like, hey, totally go here and just don't talk to anybody.
Tuli says, do you have like friends or something? You want to watch Friends? See Friends.
it's called adventuring parties.
What do you mean, watch Friends?
Tuli says, sometimes I say crazy things.
Yeah.
Okay, good night. Tuli actually says like, yeah, I know you don't have the best relationship with like, oh my gosh, I can't.
Did you just say hiccup?
Right.
Hiccup? What do you want from me? You want me to roll? I'll roll a hiccup, okay? I'm not an improver.
You did great improv. You said hiccup instead of the noise.
That's funny. Are they gonna be okay with us staying here?
Yeah, I mean, I've done this before.
Okay, yeah, you did grow
But
up,
also,
right?
they don't need to know.
Okay, but like, what if we like? I'm sure they'll have breakfast. Like, what if we?
We can get out before breakfast.
Okay, but like, what if I sleep in?
That's fine, just go out the window.
Okay.
What if I want
But like, what
breakfast?
if?
Just don't let. Oh, what's his name?
What's funny is normally
You
I
have
tell
to
you,
tell me
but
the
you're
name
pretty
wrong.
drunk.
What is his name?
You have to tell me, or I swear I'm gonna talk to every single person.
We
in
have
the
this
house.
little dude that like serves us. Oh my god!
I gotta meet him now. I'm sorry.
No,
I can't let this go.
I was gonna say just don't let him see you.
And they have food.
The only name I can think of is Munkin and Gretchen. It's like a combination of those.
Okay, if anyone here is
Pretty sure it's
Munkin or
Donnie.
Gretchen, I will not talk to them. I promise.
All right,
It's
just don't talk to
Munkin.
anyone that's small.
Okay.
Besides me.
It's all relative, right? But okay.
Yeah. Right, now go to bed. You are gone.
Please, wait, do you want a scallion?
No.
You can have a whole pancake.
One
Okay.
scallion.
Julie says, okay, good night. I'll see you in the morning. I'll see you at breakfast.
Oh god.
Both of you just roll a d20 for me and tell me what it is.
Oh no, they woke everyone up.
Just straight 6.
15.
Okay. Great. Y'all find beds, and
Is this our hangover roll?
You'll find out later, I guess. Oh gosh. All right, and then Thelen, are you sleeping in that tree?
Yes.
Perfect. And then Pilgrim, you're at the Ghost Gods. Right.
Yeah.
You're sleeping in a tree?
Sleeping in a tree.
Okay.
Great.
Cozy
That
gods.
costs 50,000 gold a night.
Thank you.
All right. We'll do the Lorelith and Gwendolyn at the Onyx Pillar Academy first. Oh no, let's go to the Pilgrim. Pilgrim, you wake up in the morning at Cozy Cots. What are you doing with your morning and day?
I took the book back that I borrowed, right? Yeah, that's done.
I'm going to go and visit, I think, Drakasha.
Okay.
At his little shop. Yeah, just go to his shop and talk to him.
Is this something you want to work out or something you want to get overview?
I think I'm gonna start trying to ask around about what I was learning about in the book. So I just want to go and ask him if he knows anything about what I read and what I was reading about with like Kalistar and stuff.
Sure. Yeah. Are there other people you're also going to intentionally talk about this to as well?
I think I would start with him just because he was kind of my introduction to Populace too, and so I kind of maybe have a thought that he would have a general intuition about the surrounding area.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Great. At the shop with Chigacho, and you shoot the breeze, you can talk a bit, then you get to your point. He kind of stirs up for a second.
Oh, I can specifically say I want to know about Dust Forge, if that's the question. Like I want to know about that city.
Yeah. I have heard of Dust Forge, and I've even moved a couple of very interesting magical items from there that have been quick to sell once they've hit my counter. Dust Forge. Rumors of vampires?
Oh, yes.
There was some talk of that, an ancient old tale before, well, they were at their prime at some point around the War of the Gods, and then some tales say that they're still in some of the caves underneath. But the big product of Dust Forge, the one that we've been able to sell some items with, is this item called Dust Glass. A very powerful stone of some sort that crafters and magicians shift to be very powerful weapons or armors or things that has just become a very pristine and valuable item that Dust Forge is known for. And also, as the conversation kind of continues too, this is an all-in-one response. You get at one point too, where he says, "Are you a religious man? I can't remember if we talked about this."
I serve the god Numero. Yes.
I see. Okay. Well, there's a bit of an interesting tension over in Dust Forge, as I've read and heard. They have two different patron deities within the city. Anivia is one, and the other, believe it or not, Trenton himself.
Who?
Trenton.
Sorry, that was Steven. That was okay.
Trenton, the guy that just got eliminated from Blown Away.
Hank Troutman, the god of Dust Forge.
Can I do like a religion check to see if I know what that is?
Yeah, do a
Yeah,
religion check.
spoilers. Come on, Cassandra.
Sorry. Oh yeah, because we told you to watch this.
Yeah.
No, that's a 5.
I have already watched all the
3.
past seasons. I just haven't started the new one yet.
I mean, there's still some like basic information that, well, yeah, very basic information that Pilgrim does pick up on the fogginess that he normally deals with, perhaps getting in the way. But easy enough to recognize. Drenton is known to be, there was this war of the gods that Trikasha just referenced to as a timeline point. The central cause and kind of enemy of the war of the gods was Drenton. And so you know this name, you know this deity to be the one that was like the one that sowed like deceit and corruption among the gods to then try to break up their unity.
Okay. So I don't know a lot, but basically any average Joe would know he's the bad one, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. How do you spell that?
Drenton.
And that's also a Twitter when for one of our sweepstakes, Drenton.
Drenton Troutman.
Drenton.
They're a whole Troutman family.
Yeah.
You're listening.
We're really into this.
I see.
Well, the reason I ask is I found mention of some members of the people I come from. Apparently there was a Kalishtar individual who spent some time fighting these vampires in Dustforge some time ago, and I am not entirely sure if I would find any trace of them, but when I met you, I was running from a life that I had in some parts forgotten and in other parts was purposefully running from. And over the past week, I have swiftly and painfully learned that past life is not entirely done with me, and so I only seek clarity and understanding, and I surmise I may find it in Dustforge.
I see. Well, if you're ever trying to fully separate and run away from that past, let me know. I think I can get you somewhere and station you somewhere where nobody would even care where you're going or where you're from.
The Wall in the north. That's what you're talking about. You're sending me to the Night's Watch. Thank you, Krakasho. I will keep that in mind. I appreciate your help as always.
Of course.
And then I leave, and my next stop would be Farragrant, but we can hop to someone else.
Yeah. Yeah, now let's hop into Lorelith and Gwen. Or no, let's do Thelen. Let's hop back. There's been a big time for y'all. So
It's morning time now?
Thelen, yes, you wake up in a tree with a fox on your chest. Very warm, very comfortable, but the body temperature drop from overall in the night and being this high up. You wake up with a little bit of a shiver. You can see that there's even some frost on the leaves from the dew in the morning. And this is very early out, very, very early light.
Thelen jumps down to a now smokeless fire pit from the night before. Obviously the dew has put out any sort of embers that were there. But using his druid powers, he starts up a fire to get warm, and Oba settles next to it, and then I make my way to the shore to see if I can catch some fish.
Sure, yeah. Easy enough, you don't have to roll for that or anything. You fish up some breakfast and have yourself a meal.
I walk back and throw one of the fish over to Oba to do with as she will. It is gone in about 3 seconds, and she is full. But I sit down and could I find some? Do people make mushroom tea? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say I found some. That would find some that. Oh yeah, no, I actually have it. Now that you mention it, I totally forgot. That would make some mushroom tea. Not only for the nourishment of it, but just for the warmth and the calm of the morning. Sits down and takes his time to fry up the fish, and just sits and watches as the sun rises and reflects over the water.
Eventually a couple of ships with, or boats really, with fishing nets and stuff. You can see them, some of the townsfolk working out onto the lake and casting the nets out and pulling in their catch and what they were able to bring onto the boat. And they can do this a couple of times before coming in. Takes about an hour or so while you're doing your breakfast and seeing them do some work, and you get all settled in and work through your morning routine. Where are you heading after this?
I don't think I'll go back to the city yet.
Okay.
Even though I can look over my shoulder and see it. I think to myself, like, it'll be there.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. It'll be there in a day or two, whenever I want. I don't know, but I think that Thelen turns around, looks at the city, and acknowledges it, but just starts walking down the shoreline, not necessarily sure where he's going yet. Still kind of reflecting like the night before about his friends that he's made and he's met, thinking about what they're up to, even though it's only been 12 hours or so. And yeah, just walks along the shore.
Yeah. As you're walking on the lakeside, roll a D100 for me. So 2 of the 10s.
This one. A 50 and a 7, so 57.
Okay, great. As you are walking by, eventually up on the shore ahead, you can see a very large eagle, and it's pulled one of the fish out from the lake. And then when you actually see the fish itself, what you had pulled out was this very large-headed fish, trout-like fish. But the kind of bone of the head is pretty exaggerated. It has this massive like bulb to the head of it. And they're usually pretty plain looking, brown, black, gray, a little bit of a tint of green. The one that this one has, blues, yellows, reds, is extremely vibrant and colorful. And as you start to approach it, it's actually looking at you. It's not even looking at the fish that it has in its claws. What do you do?
Can I can cast animal friendship and talk to it, right?
Yeah.
Let's say I do that.
Sure. For the sake of all of us, animal friendship, what does that do?
I think that it just allows me to. I literally couldn't sign into my thing.
Sure.
I
I can read it to you. I have it pulled up. Then it lets you convince a beast that you mean it no harm.
Yeah.
Choose a beast that you can see within range. It must see and hear you. And then it pretty much just like immediately takes away any type of like animosity that creature might have.
Okay. Man, what would I ask it? I guess I would ask, have you caught a fish like this before?
It kind of looks back at it and looks back at you, and you just get this like emotion, this feeling. It's not as developed as your relationship with Oba is, where it's like you get like you can feel like actual meanings and intentions and almost words from Oba, but from this creature you just get this like warm smile feeling.
I wonder what would I translate that? Can I walk closer and inspect the fish? You said it's the same type, but it's just different colorfully.
So you walk closer to it.
I'll walk closer.
As you start to move forward, its wings extend out, and it's not like any threatening way or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like warming up the wings, and eventually it flaps a bit, and it does get airborne, leaving the fish behind.
Okay.
It scares you, though, where there's this moment where it turns, and it just flies directly at you. But before you could even respond or react to it, it flies straight into your chest, and this like puff of bluish green like energy kind of emanates around you, and the eagle itself just dissipates into this ethereal magicalness, and then you were left staring at this fish before you and a bird that no longer exists around you.
Did I pick the wrong mushrooms this morning?
Mushroom tea.
Wow. Okay, I'll walk over to I'll stand there for a second, kind of confused, but not really know what to do with what just happened. But continue on to the fish. Did the colors of the eagle, do they match the colors of the fish?
The bluish green stuff that dissipated. There's more warm colors in the fish too. It's not a 1-for-1 match, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll walk over and inspect the fish.
For sure. The fish is still there. It is no longer alive, but you also don't see any like claw marks, talon marks, or wounds on it from the eagle. But laying up on the shore, maybe 2.5 feet long, maybe like a 20-25 pound fish. Beautiful. Laying there lifeless right at the shore.
Okay. I'm thinking in my head whether or not the colors are a result of a poisonous reaction or something, since there aren't any markings that would have caused death. Even though there are beautiful things in the world, a lot of times beautiful things can be hurtful. And so I wonder if can I go and I don't know how I would inspect, but can I inspect the fish in a way to see if it seems like it's toxic or anything like that?
Make a nature check. It's under wisdom.
I want to be the fish's friend, but if it's going to be toxic, I don't want to.
What do I roll for that?
D20 plus whatever your nature modifier would be.
Nature is +2. 18.
Great, yeah. There are sometimes just variants of fish in the world. And to any fisherman like you would maybe run into back in your home clan, there's seems to be just some type of like even religious relation to it, of like it being some type of blessing. To people who are less religious, it's like a valuable trophy. And all in all, just some type of rare opportunity like this, Dallin can interpret on that scale wherever he would like to. Of like, this is some beautiful, unique moment to admire nature. Or also, some people then take that a step further to say that this is some type of religious experience even, or some type of meaning or purpose in that beyond what somebody would take from the natural world.
Then I would say, I would just connect with it from the sense of its beauty and its uniqueness, and the fact that it was created or designed like that, and that there probably isn't another one like that. And I just look at it and maybe flip it over and just look at the way that the colors blend together, almost to create a seamless color, not necessarily like a separation. And then let's just say that I dig a hole in the sand and bury it, almost to preserve its spirit, if you will, so that it can go back to the earth.
Great. Cool. At the end of your morning, let's then now hop to Gwendolyn and Lorelith.
Is it morning now?
As in like next morning?
It is the next morning. Y'all are at the Onyx Pillar Academy. A couple of bedrolls in the main room on the first floor. You both awaken to the heavy footfalls of Munkin kind of padding around. And
Oh, I was gonna say, because I only need like 4 hours of sleep. Would I potentially have been awake before Munkin?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
He was a very tired boy.
He was a very tired boy. Because I was gonna say, I would probably wake up before him. And now that I know my way around this place decently well and have helped Savarin some with prepping meals, I would go to the kitchen and with whatever base knowledge from watching Savarin that I had, try to make some sort of a breakfast.
You gonna make a breakfast soup?
Maybe. I'm gonna put some things together that look familiar to me.
A nice bone broth.
Something tells me I'm gonna have to roll for this.
I will let you roll for it, but one, you've helped.
Rachel just said a nice bone broth, and that was really good.
That was good.
Because it's Lorelith.
Yeah. I got bones. I pulled a bone off of me.
You have helped Savarin plenty, and two, this is pretty, I think, natural within your realm of like where you come from and your own like living off on your own and needing to take care of foods and stuff.
It's not like they have an electric stove. Right. We're still in fantasy world.
Yes, you know your ins and outs of a fire. But I'll have you roll with advantage just
Don't
to.
be looking at me. I'll
have you roll.
giggling.
I'll have you roll with advantage. I'm not even sure what kind of check. Maybe just do a wisdom check.
18.
18 plus. What did you say? Wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
Moose's died.
19.
Great.
Plus 1.
Yeah, I said with advantage. You can roll again just to see if you get
right.
19 or 20.
Oh, DT.
No.
Okay.
That was a 3.
But 19 nonetheless. So yeah, you are able to replicate exactly what Savarin would have done to make some type of breakfast, soup, tea, etc. And come out with your tray of breakfast foods and stuff ready. Munkin wakes up to the scent of it. Just gives you a very warm smile, without words, just it's kind of a sad appreciation that communicates both the loss of Savarin, concern for her, not knowing where she is, but a deep appreciation that you've taken this initiative to kind of take her role in this moment for this morning.
I just kind of nod my head at him.
Gwendolyn?
Who took my sock off?
Moose, are you a sock thief? Are you a sock thief?
I wake up at
Great.
a decent early hour.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let me know. Do I just wake up and I'm alone in the room?
No, you got Munkin in there, and this is when Laura was bringing the breakfast food.
Okay, so I can talk to Munkin, you're saying?
Yeah, y'all can have whatever conversation you need to have.
We didn't have much luck in the third one. So if you maybe we should go back together. If you are, did you get enough sleep?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, we can head to her house and see what's going on. Where's the rest of your group?
Well, we left Tuli and Misery at Ocean's Deep Goblet singing very loudly. I think that Felon is in a tree with his fox. And Pilgrim is also in a tree, maybe?
That checks out.
Are you in a tree?
No.
Under a tree.
You're under a tree. You're near trees.
No, I'm just
really
walking
know.
around like a normal person would. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone went to go get some rest after the craziness of yesterday. Hey, so I mean, like Gwen said, we walked around. We didn't really have much luck trying to find Savarin. No one really seemed to know who she was over there.
That doesn't surprise me at all. She spends most of her time here anyway, and would very rarely be at her house, though she insisted on keeping it. I told her she could stay here, but occasionally, very rarely, honestly, she would take some night away and head back home, so doesn't surprise me in the least.
Okay.
But I suppose after we eat then, the three of us should check on her?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Alright. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. After breakfast is had, and conversation and all of that, he heads over to the third ward, and kind of more into the center of it. Y'all are on the outside. Once he kind of meanders through the streets and everything, you both do realize that it would have been really hard to randomly find this place, and y'all were quite a distance away from it, even though the ward is pretty concentrated, so it just would have really been a really hard task to find this house that looks just like every other house throughout this. He walks up to it, pretty humble, small, like looks like it maybe has one room or two to it from the outside. Door is shut. Heads up to the door. Hey, Savarin, are you here? No sound. No call back. Savarin! Kind of looks back at y'all.
I mean, I think we should just go in.
Oh. Are you sure?
Uh-huh. Do you not? Oh. Maybe not.
I mean, I won't tell anyone.
Okay. Is it unlocked? I try the door. Is it unlocked?
It's locked.
Okay. I try to... Huh?
I'm not there.
You know, like in the movies. I try to do that. But no, like...
Break the door now.
Hey.
tell the door a secret.
It's funny because I was talking to one of my this is an aside real quick. You're gonna find it funny. I was talking to one of my coworkers about the D&D and they're like, I don't know anything about it, but I do know that I've watched a TikTok that was talking about how much grief the party, and she goes, and I said, yes, the party. And she goes, gives the DM. And I said, and she goes, like, they'll walk up and be like, there's a door. And he says, okay, great, what are you going to do? And then the guy says, I'm going to flirt with the door. And that's how I feel in this moment.
Yeah, you're going to rub shoulders with the door.
Yeah.
You're going to knock it down.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and make a strength check.
What can I do to do it with advantage?
It's too late.
You have to tap into all your knowledge of doors.
I mean, you could have Gwen do it.
Call my door.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Gwen.
Yeah. With strong person.
Hey, Gwen.
I like to imagine this moment where Lilith is like heaving to get ready to do it, and Gwendolyn's just standing there in the background, and she's
It's like in Princess Bride.
Yeah, when it goes like,
Hey, Gwen. Do you think you can help me out here?
Sure.
He's gonna go away from me.
she's getting away from me, Gwen!
Especially the top modifier, right? Obviously, they're level 5. 25.
Oh my
No,
god.
sorry, 22.
Okay.
No.
Still.
Well, that sucks.
Okay. Right.
Crush the door.
Those
Beat it at 25.
those 3 mattered.
So, not only does the door break open, but the hinge part stays attached to the hinge, the lock part stays attached to where the lock is, and the door splits straight vertically down the middle, where then eventually the part that is locked kind of falls inward.
Good.
And the
You
door...
created a French door.
It's pretty much a Louisa moment.
The first French door.
The door was like more like vertical, like not so much logs, but not branches either, but like vertical kind of beams that were tied together towards the middle, and so all of that
Not anymore.
busted open. Somebody's kind of rolled off. Empty. Not empty, but like no sound, no response. Immediately you were aware that Soren would not be home, because if she were, she probably would have screamed.
Okay. I want to walk around the house and look for any clues if, like, she's been here, if she, like, was trying to make a quick exit.
Sure, yeah. Make an investigation check while I describe this very, very humble, very desolate home. There is a cooking pot and a little fire pit off to the side. There's a simple table and one chair. That is, the chair is pushed in and neatly set up, but there's no drawers to that table and there's nothing set up on top of it. There is a bedroll on the floor. It's not a bed, it's not a raised up, comfortable anything. It's just a simple, like, rolled out, straw stuffed blanket and a pillow, and that is literally all that is in this place. Like a table, a chair, a cooking pot, and a bedroll. So you.
Well, I rolled a 5, so I probably don't even pick up on any of that. I'm blind now, I think.
You see all of the things that I've described, and you're kind of just surprised at how unlived in this place looks like.
Okay. So it doesn't look like she slept in the bed recently.
No.
Okay. Are there any windows open?
There are no windows here.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
No wall.
It was just a door until you just broke it down.
Gwen not doing anything?
Just looking around, man. I'll I'll wait till we get to
Munkin starts to peer around and just walks in. I don't know where she would be if she's not here or not at the academy.
We gotta find her.
Where would we go?
You know her better than I do.
I guess.
Munkin, I don't mean to be... I forget what the word is. Like, meaning as Sally does. Maybe rude's the word. Forward? I don't know. Anyway.
Rash.
Insubordinate and churlish.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be defenseless.
But clearly, we all are getting the same sense that she could be in danger.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like you're not taking this as seriously. We need to find her.
I act on all of the information that I have to determine what is the best response. And when I lack all information, I'm confused and I am troubled.
Okay.
Well, that sucks.
We haven't seen her since episode 30.
It's been 6 episodes, Munkin. No. I understand that, and you've lived in this place and known her much longer than we have. So, I'm gonna need you to rack your brain for something, man.
Right.
I admit that lately, over the last week, she's been more flighty and more distracted in her own head than what she has been for her whole life that she's worked with me. And anytime I would ask her about that or try to check in, I was met with distance, and we continued to work on task. She's been very troubled with, after meeting you all and the monster in the lake, and her concern and worry for you all with the work that you were doing. And I don't know what has been bothering her and what has been on her mind during this time.
I can't remember what she told you. And I was keeping this to myself because she asked me not to tell you things, but now it seems as though she is in danger. So I'm going to be straightforward about what she said. The aboleth controlled her mind after she touched the husk stone. Sorry. The husk stone. And she has not been the same since then. And when there was a second battle at the lake by Ocean's Deep Goblets, she was mind controlled by the aboleth again, and she began floating, and Pilgrim had to grab her and pull her down. I say all of this to say the aboleth clearly had a very strong hold on her brain, her mind. I don't know what a brain is. Do I? Do I know the word? No, I'm fine.
You know what a door is, you know what a brain is.
So I'm very concerned that since we have now killed the aboleth, that she could be somewhere either trying to find it or revive it, or she's, I don't know. But I think it has something to do with that.
You think she's still under some type of outer influence?
I think that is certainly possible, and that is why she ran away like she did and is nowhere where she would normally be found.
What type of floating are we talking about here?
Well, she was walking on the ground and then she wasn't, and she was in the air above the lake. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. Kind of like how a bird flies, except for she didn't have wings and she was floating.
Was she doing this by her own strength, or was this the aboleth?
I have no idea. I assumed, because of knowing how much power the aboleth had over her during the previous experience, when she couldn't remember most of what happened at the lake and how she got there, other than she felt something calling to her, that it was by the aboleth. But you asked this question as though there's a possibility that she has some magical abilities, that it could be by her own strength. I thought she was human, though.
It didn't. From none of my study did I unearth anything that gave me the impression an aboleth would have that power over something else. Did anyone else under the influence of this creature float?
Gwen, did Misery float? No.
Pretty sure so.
No.
Then it would seem to follow that perhaps there's some other element at play.
She also has her premonitions.
Or what? Oh yeah, her feelings, as she
Her
calls
feelings.
them.
Oh, you. Yeah, sure, I suppose that those could be real.
What do you mean they could be real?
Well,
What kind of thing is that?
You know how women are hysterical.
excuse me.
It's like once a month she gets these feelings.
You defenseless lambs and your feelings.
No.
Oh no! I never really.
Please.
And you're floating.
Once a month she starts floating. It's insane.
Women be floating.
You know Snickers, am I right?
Did you write that down? Did you write that down? Yeah. I simply meant to say, at no point ever in any of my studies, through the course of my entire life, has that ever made sense to me.
Her feelings? Feelings have never made sense.
Aww.
This is just like a conversation we had yesterday.
The,
I feel like we're unearthing something about you, Munkin, and not about Savannah.
well, what do you make of it then? What would you say is
Like, what's your
happening?
relationship with your mother? Just kidding, I don't know.
No, I'm kidding. I'm
No,
joking
you're
about
good.
these things.
Well, what do you make then of this voice that she heard and these feelings she would follow?
I don't know, but I think there's something to it, considering I had been in town for maybe a couple of days, and she bumped into me on the street the day of the soup bowl, human soup bowl. What was that? What was it, Gwen?
The Bronze Bowl?
Yeah, that's it. It was a week ago now. Long time ago. And she said she had a feeling she needed to give me this ticket, and now my life is entirely different than I ever thought that it would be. And I don't think that that's an accident.
Really?
Yes.
I'm just interested in playing that out then. So what is happening in your life then?
This isn't what I asked for, Munkin. We're not here to talk about me.
I mean, if you think that what she is processing and going through right now has something to do with this, and you're giving high value to both what is leading her potentially, as well as leading you, I would just like to know what you think that is.
Well, I have been alone for 300 years, and now I find myself entirely not alone, and that seems not an accident. And that maybe she sensed that it was something that potentially I needed in my life, but I'm not saying that I need it. That's not the conversation we're having. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Gwen, do you have anything to share? No, I think that was accurate. I mean, I don't know about Savar and that's cool about your life.
Alright, well, I admit to know absolutely nothing about the validity of whatever force or thing she believes is leading her to do what she is doing, and frankly, I'm concerned because if it is a good force or thing, well, then I hope she's okay, but if it is not, who knows what trouble she might be in now.
Okay, so now what?
I do not know. I think foremost, if she were to need help, or to be looking for someone to turn to in a time of trouble, I would hope she would think of me, and she knows that I would be in my home, in the workshop, continuing what I am doing. And so, I hope to continue to do that, and I will hope that she returns.
So you just want to go back to life as it was, and hope that she comes back?
I have no earthly clue what on earth to do otherwise, and I would hate to know that she would go there looking for me and find it empty.
I'm checking my notes on.
Mm-hmm. Very good. if we had some sense of the direction she was going, I would find some folk, some people like yourselves, or somebody who the government would trust to send to track her down and make sure that she were okay. Without that lead or direction, yes, I would happily stay where I know she knows she could find me.
I do think that makes sense, Lorelith. That is true. If she needed Munkin, she knows where to find him, and maybe us or someone else can go look for her if we can get any more leads.
All right.
Did you find anything? No, I didn't.
What were we looking for? No,
I was looking to see if anything had been. Oh, yes. Okay, no, it's here. Just kidding. I don't just say okay. I'm not done. I have more to say. You mentioned that Savarin likes to study the weather patterns.
I did, yes.
Do you know anyone else in town that feels incredibly interested in the weather patterns?
The scribe master in the archive has enjoyed reading anything that he could possibly get his hands on the subject. Though he lacks the practical experience of seeing it or studying it himself, he enjoys the topic nonetheless.
Okay, that's not quite what I meant. That's okay. That was on me for not being clear enough. So, all right, Gwen. Now that Munkin has decided to probe about my life, I ended up here because the weather changed significantly from where I was. Though I was very happy in my tree houses where my family resided, now I'm here. And
I was very happy in my tree house.
the weather changed dramatically, and I have reason to believe that the weather patterns can be changing dramatically because of the War of the Gods coming back and a group of very zealous individuals worshipping and causing some of these weather patterns. So it piqued my interest when you mentioned Savarin studying the weather patterns. So my question more directly is, are there any groups of youths that are overly religious or excited about the weather or gods or anything like that that we think she could have happened upon, because they also like to study magic, and clearly Savarin has some sort of magical something now.
Is it Arl? Is this Spider the Frostbane again?
This is a very fascinating topic of discussion that I know very little about and have heard nothing of the sort within Populace as well.
Well, great. I'm glad I shared all of that, and now I look like a crazy person. We are done here now. Let's be done. Thank you.
Of course.
Amazing!
Just like slow blinking at each other until eventually they blank. Wonderful.
We're done here now.
As we were like walking out, I assume we're just gonna be like, sorry about the weather, man.
Dang.
Sorry about the weather in your treehouse.
Thanks. Thanks, Gwen. That means a lot.
With that awkward and unresolved ending, let's go ahead and end up that episode right there.
Woo! What an episode ending. Woo!